So basically, I mean, what we're seeing now is what I would call atypical. And you have entities out there that like to try and dig up dirt on anyone that tries to buck the system. I mean, that's what they do. They try to make you look crazy. They try to say, oh, you're a drug addict 6 years ago, so you don't deserve to have your kids today. Oh, you've been arrested for domestic violence even though you're 80 pounds and you didn't have a victim. You know, and they take away from the focus.
Now that's with Amelia, right?
Yes. They charged Amelia with domestic violence 6 months prior to this incident happening. And I guess, you know, we have those people out there in a glass house that like to try and say, well, she was arrested for domestic violence, therefore she's an unfit mother. What the media is failing to tell you is that Amelia was loaded with prescription drugs.
Yeah.
Amelia was having a mental breakdown from the side effects of those drugs that we call legal today.
Because of Kansas.
Yes, and so it makes me sick and disgusted when I see these people out here going, well, he shouldn't have his kids, or he's not a veteran. You know, we had to prove that Raymond was a veteran. All of these people are doing is simply taking the focus. You want to call Raymond a liar? Call Raymond a liar. You want to call Amelia a criminal because she got arrested for domestic violence, having a complete meltdown from the side effects of the pharmaceuticals? Do so. But all you're doing is empowering the criminals who are kidnapping our children. Because let me tell you something. You can call Raymond Schwab a liar all you want. You can discredit him. You can bring up his past from 25 years ago. I really don't care. The bottom line is this. Hundreds of thousands of people are not liars. Okay? Doesn't happen. DCF is stealing our kids for money. It is legalized human trafficking. So if you want to pick one father apart who chose to stand up and execute his rights as a citizen of this country, you can do that all day long, Associated Press. You can do that all day long, advocates that call yourselves advocates while you're out there destroying the very mission that we have. Because this isn't about Raymond and Amelia Schwab. This is about DCF, CPS, destroying our families. And it's not justified. So if you think that a domestic violence charge is justifiable 6 months prior to removing their children is okay, you need your head examined. That's what I think. It's not okay. Now, if you haven't figured out that we have a serious problem with criminal justice and the fact that we need to reform the entire thing, you need your head examined. If you think that these people are not going to prison facing long sentences for ridiculousness, then you need to wake up and you need to get on Google and quit listening to the TV. I mean, that's the bottom line. Get up off your butts and go sit in a courtroom. You want to see unjustness? Go sit in a courtroom. Because I've been doing it now for 3 years. And what I'm seeing is disgusting. And I'm not going to sit back and say nothing about it. Raymond has never once stated he's a person of perfection. Neither has Amelia. No one has ever said that. We all have our past. We all have things we're not proud of. So are you telling me that the grandmother that was accused of hitting a cop 25 years ago and is absolutely not a viable placement for her grandchildren? Because if you do, I'm going to tell you again, you need your head examined. The bottom line is this. This fight is not about one family. This fight is not about 5 children. This fight is about all of our families by the hundreds of thousands. And for those of us that know that, we discredit the ones who are trying to discredit this family who has taken the stand that so many should have already done before this. So for me, it's a no-brainer. I don't judge people for their past, I judge people for their present. And in the present day, Raymond and Amelia Schwab, like hundreds of thousands of others, have had their children removed, and it's kidnapping. It's kids for cash. It's legalized human trafficking at the expense of our future, and it's not acceptable today, tomorrow, or ever. And I'm going to keep fighting.
So I'm going to go ahead and take a moment to read this quote by John Marshall Harlan. He was an American lawyer and politician who served as an associate justice on the U.S. Supreme Court. This will help many people to become more aware of what is actually going on. Now, this is on the earthly level. This doesn't go into the spiritual matters that I've talked about in some of my other videos. This is truly the deception that is keeping people asleep to who they truly are inside. We have been giving our power away, and we have been involved in things that we have no clue as to the effects that are going to come back around through reaping of what we've sown, through karma. This is an enslavement of our minds and our bodies and our souls. So I just want to go over this, because once we start learning about the deception and seeing why this is happening, we're then able to look around, to expose this corruption, and then to become part of the solution, connecting with others, helping one another, and standing on freedom and truth, shining our light like we are supposed to, and taking our power back. So this is what he says: the idea prevails with some. Indeed, it has expression in arguments at the bar that we have in this country. And it's hard to see here, so let's see if I can see this. So I turned the phone so I could read this, but it says, we have in this country substantially two national governments, one to be maintained under the Constitution with all its restrictions, the other to be maintained by Congress, outside and independently of that instrument, by exercising such powers as other nations of the earth are accustomed to. I take leave to say that if the principles thus announced should ever receive the sanction of a majority of this court, a radical and mischievous change in our system will result. We will, in that event, pass from the era of constitutional liberty guarded and protected by a written constitution into an era of legislative absolutism. It will be an evil day for American liberty if the theory of a government outside the supreme law of the land finds lodgment in our constitutional jurisprudence. No higher duty rests upon this court than to exert its full authority to prevent all violations of the principles of the Constitution. Honorable Supreme Court Justice John Harlan in the 1901 case of Downs and Bidwell. So I'm going to go ahead and play another video clip by Jennifer Winn. I will leave a link or links to these videos in the description box for you to further research, to see that people are speaking out. You are not alone, and these crimes against humanity are unlawful and will not be tolerated, because we are going to come together in love, and we are going to put an end to this. This is barbaric. This is not civilized in any sense. This is not about safety and protection of our children or the best interest of our children or elderly parents. So I thank you for watching. I thank you for taking time to like, share, subscribe to anyone who is doing their part, speaking out, raising awareness, educating, helping to connect others, going out and putting down paperwork to expose and to confront the corruption and the fraud. There are other things that we can do individually, spiritually, that are very, very important. But right now, there's many people involved in trying to figure out what to do right here in our lives on this planet, trying to figure out how to raise awareness to wake people up so that they can see that their power has been taken from them, and then they can take deeper steps to come out of this. So let us just meet people where they are, help one another, and help our families so that we no longer suffer and have the consequences and effects that are being caused by professional criminals being used as minions to come out and to kill, steal, and destroy us. Wake up to those who are perpetuating these crimes. You have been dumbed down. You have been compartmentalized into doing these things and just think you're just doing your job. But if you step back and look at what you're doing, you will be able to see the aftermath and the despair and the anguish and the suffering that you are causing. And it is not okay, regardless of what anyone says around you. Thank you for watching. I'm going to also include a music video at the end to help inspire people to know that we are part of something greater than ourselves. And this is a time to raise up, to rise above this all, and to break free from all of this that's binding us.
Okay, guys, so my phone died of all times to die. I've got the police outside the door. I'm trying to get my phone charged enough to go back out again. I've captured lots of footage, but they are literally over there right now, and they are kidnapping again Amanda Hunt's 5-year-old little boy, to the point that the cop was in the back seat of the car sitting on the 5-year-old little boy. And all he keeps screaming is, "I want my mommy, I want my mommy." And they keep holding him and restraining him. And we call this justice. We call this justice. So I'm at, let me see if I have enough power. Bear with me. If I lose you, I'll come back. Come on. Okay. Okay. There. So now they've got the 5-year-old still beside the car, and you can hear him. He's screaming, "I want my mommy, I want my mommy." And because he refused to leave with the 2 social workers that showed up to take him, basically they called the police. So Chavez, I believe was the officer's name, who was sitting on him in the back seat of the car, because the 5-year-old little boy, again, the 5-year-old little boy wants his mommy. He wants to stay home, but they don't allow that. This is what they do. And then they'll take this 5-year-old little boy and they'll go shove him in a psych ward, because they've already began the process of drugging him up. Now, mind you, this is on the orders. Oh, now we've got an ambulance. So the 5-year-old is absolutely going to a psych ward. Just because he wants his mommy. Let me see if I can, there we go. So he's just holding him up by his shoulders. And this is the best interest of the child. That's what this is, guys. All he keeps saying is, "I want my mommy." And we just keep holding him like he's some kind of common criminal. That's what we do for the best interest of the child. While the 2 social workers, if you want to call them that, probably don't have the wherewithal, no more than our 4th and 5th grade individuals, to handle a child when they're wrongfully removing them away from their families. And that reminds me, Pheasant Weber, that's what we do. We take 5-year-old little boys away from their mommy, and if they want their mommy, then we lock them up in a psych ward. That's what we do. That's what we do right there. So if you guys think I'm kidding, I'm not kidding.
taking children away from parents without substantiation of abuse. There's no abuse. There's no abuse. There's false allegations of abuse, but there's no abuse. And this is what it looks like. Does that make you warm and fuzzy? Because it makes me want to light up. I mean, and these people call themselves servants of the public. I guess that's what Hitler called them too, huh? Oh, but they're smirking. They have nothing to say. They're just smirking because they get to come and torture. And Pheasant Weber, if that's her, this is a chick that's a known alcoholic and on psychotropic drugs for depression and doesn't have any kids and smokes pot. And that's who's making the decision for this 5-year-old little boy. So make sure y'all get a good look at that. Because you want to know why I'm standing up fighting? It's because the people with the badges that are supposed to protect and serve us from things like this don't. They simply comply. So we'll keep the 5-year-old in our prayers. But you got to see firsthand what I came home from the grocery store to. And now he's being in the ambulance, and I'm guaranteeing you, he is being drugged. Probably right now would be my guess. And that's for no abuse. Oh no, I can hear him screaming in the ambulance. That's what we do. That's what we do. That's what we do. And then we call ourselves free. Yeah. I don't call us free.
This is Rick Xavier, Brother Mana. We're a part of something special. We're a part of something special. We're a part of something special. It's a crack in time, a wrinkle falling from the nest, young eagle. I will pull my feathers out, stay humble, stay humble, stay humble, oh, stay humble. Stay humble. Well, Uncle Ron taught us like an elder, took us under older brother. He said, this is powerful country. This is powerful country, yeah. We felt like we were returning to our land rebels and the shepherds of the sea. Takers are taking what the leavers will leave. So greet me, the Black Prince Cicada. Such a loud voice for a tiny creature. Wow. Teach me to let go of all of my pain. I do forgive, I don't forget these things. I do forgive, I don't forget these things. So we burn the blue gum for a safe passageway. Drink of the earth, smoke of the dirt, and my war paint was red ochre clay, okay. Red ochre clay, okay. Red ochre clay, well, our prayers ignite and cast out into the Shire. And the song of our struggle came straight from the fire. It goes, holy, holy grandmother. We sing, wash us clean of our pain and suffering. Give us strength for our new beginnings. In my deepest grace I sing, it will wash away, it will wash away. Lift them up, it'll wash away, it will wash away. Lift them up, it'll wash away, it will wash away. Lift them up, it'll wash away, it will wash away. Lift them up, oh, lift them up, oh, lift them up. In my dreams we were an Aboriginal man. gave me your hat and your past in one hand. You said, you come to be with Rainbow Serpent. Red hands, red land, red worship. Red hands, red land, red worship. Just then I heard Bush Mama crying in the chasms for a stolen generation and the children that haven't come home, stay home. Come home, stay home. My bullets are my words, and my words are my weapons. So chain me to the pipeline for our rivers and mountains. We sing, today's a good day for my ego to die. Today's a good day for my ego to die. Spirit live on in my heart, in my body, my mind. In my body, my mind. Then Sister Crow came with the murder that day, so we tattooed the bird nation onto our faces. She said, we sing to let go of all of our pain. We dance the story to remember when things changed. Remember when things changed. Remember when things changed. Holy, holy grandmother, we sing, wash us clean of our pain and suffering. Give us strength for our new beginnings. In my deepest thanks I sing, it'll wash away, it will wash away, lift them up. It'll wash away, it will wash away, lift them up. It'll wash away, it will wash away, lift them up. It'll wash away, it will wash away, lift them up. Whoa, lift them up. Whoa, lift them up. Whoa, lift them up. Whoa, lift them up. Oh, lift them up. We danced to ghost dance into separate countries to this old song, so familiar to memory. The road will teach you how to love and let go. It can be lonely, but it's the only thing that we've ever known. It can be lonely, but it's the only thing that we've ever known. Our mamas told us, let go of jealousy, and for vagabonds and vagrants that won't come so easy. We've come from nothing, nothing. We have come from nothing, nothing. I traveled halfway across the country and back, only to find love undefined. And I'm okay with that, cause I'm gonna be a guardian. Be a man among men, be a guardian. Be a man among men, or be a woman among women. Be a guardian, be my friend. Oh, be my friend. Teach me to love you in a different way. Same cuts, same guts, same crazy. Same cuts, same guts, same crazy. It'll wash away, it will wash away, lift them up. It'll wash away, it will wash away, lift them up. It'll wash away, it will wash away, lift them up. It'll wash away, it'll wash away, lift them up.